Hey everyone, I hope you have a nice evening. And yes, I managed to sneak in my office. I miss this place. You have no idea. I love my home, but I miss going back to work. And today, for those who are willing to stay late, let's cover a subject that we all are wondering. How are we going to resume business? Stay tuned. I'm Dr. Back. Welcome to the office. Yeah, it's not over yet. We're just beginning. I don't know about you, but I love to write on the walls, and here we can. This is the cool part about MDEX. So let's summarize what we have learned through this journey. The first thing is, as dentists, our challenge will be starting the day we resume clinic duty. Even if we've been confined, even if we've been left out to dry, the real challenge is coming ahead of us, and this is mainly what we can do to face it. Using this opportunity, I would like to thank our governments to have helped us the best they could. Also, all the landlords, the banks, all those business partners who we have built to pay, who were very understanding and to postpone much of our payments. Some didn't, and we cannot blame them. But for the most, it is a hard time for everybody, and we know that by cutting us a break, somebody has to take care of it too. So the only thing I can do here is to be grateful and thank you, and try to earn it mainly. And this is why I'm sharing to all of you, because if I can help to keep all of you above water, most of the banks, landlords, and people who believe in us who have said that it was a good thing, a good cause. So let's jump right into this. What are our problems? The first problem that we have is that as soon as we reopen, patients won't be coming back. Why? Because yes, a few patients have emergency. Yes, a few patients are just dying to see you, but that will last for about a week. Since we're very good doctors and we've been very efficient, what will happen? As soon as we get people through this crisis, most people have suffered, just like you and I. And coming to the dentist will not be the first priority. So yes, keep that in mind. Patients will not be showing up, and don't blame them. Just try to ask your staff to call them, say, are you willing to come back for your cleanup? And you see how it will backfire. Our second problem, we do not have the favor of the public. Unless you're French and you elect a dentist, more than one dentist as mayor. For the rest of us, we are appreciated by our own patient. But for the population that cannot afford our care, they don't like us that much. And say what you want. This is the truth. Our relevancy went from 100% to 3. And you want to know how I make that math? Look at your schedule. You had 100 appointments. Now you were down to about 3. So yes, we have to redefine ourselves. And we cannot just ask for favor, because the public will not be supporting us. What they fail to understand is we are running mini hospitals. And we have staff to support, we have ourselves to support, and we just like anybody else. We are workers. The third problem arising will come with the new norms. The aerosol and the safety. Yeah, it's been a while I haven't written on the board. But and the safety of what it will mean to practice post-COVID. Why I'm so sure about those is I spent the last month with the alphas, trying to find solutions, trying to look forward. And I can tell you that after a month, we have solved a few of those. But some are still left unanswered, and some, even by today, governments are not sure how to move forward with. One problem at a time. The last problem that we're facing is number 4. We're running out of cash. Maybe not to all of you. And yes, before you say it, I write as a doctor. It's getting worse and worse every year. But mainly before this crisis, we're okay for as long as the wheel keep turning. Then this happened. We were the first one affected since we put on pause. Then what happened? For about 2 months, we were left without much help, and the help was coming gradually, but this crisis was so fast that most of us burned through our reserve. And yes, usually if we can just unpause and just take over where we left, we'll be able to make it. But go back here. Our patient will not be there. So what do? And if you look at number 3, the aerosols and all these new danger, we were safe. We were one of the safest places on earth before COVID-19. Today, we don't know. You know that in some places in the world where that this has been permitted to resume their work, they have to wait 2 hours between patients to make sure that the room has no aerosols. Can that be even possible? I am not arguing with the safety protocol. What I'm saying here is we have to be smarter. We have to find a better place, and we cannot just impose things out of fear. And since the beginning of this crisis, I told you that fear will kill more people than the virus itself. The virus made the damage. Now, we want to limit the damage to what was physically not possible to prevent. What's coming can be saved if we work together. And they're running out of cash. Let me cover that point right away, because I said it throughout my journey, but I think that it was kind of very dispersed. It has never been so easy or as easy to borrow but by today, because the government are pressuring the bank to lend money. 40,000 on one side, 50,000 on the other side, maybe 150 on one side. I can tell you that I'm running a multi-million-dollar company, and I was borrowing before, I was borrowing after, if I'm still alive. But it has never been so as accessible as today. So let me share with you a peek of the future. As soon as this pause will pass, as this crisis will not be the main title in the news, everything will change 180 degrees. The credit will get scarcer and scarcer and will be harder and harder to borrow. So my best advice to you today, if you own a clinic, if you have a business, try to open all the lines of credit that you can. Try to borrow as much as you can. And yes, it's borrowing. There's no other alternatives. If you don't borrow, eventually even that will not be accessible anymore. Now, for as long as you borrow, what is borrowing? It's mainly to buy time. For as long as you have time to survive the return of your patient in your clinic, yes, you'll be paying interest. Yes, you'll be paying fees, but you're still paying, which is a good thing. Imagine that if you were gone. And this happened to in the 80s. How many real estate companies went under? They were multi-million dollars company, even billions of dollars company. Most of them were never heard of it anymore. In 2003, how many technical companies went to the window? And again, millions invest, hundreds of millions invested. So as dentists, dentistry will not disappear. We might if we don't see what's going forward. So the first lesson you're gonna have here is to borrow time. And by borrowing, you have to pay for interest, and the interest has never been so low. It might not stay that low. And I won't be worried about your interest rate if I were you at this stage. I'll be worried about the terms. How can I borrow? How can I reimburse? And how flexible is that loan? For the rest, take as many loans as you can afford, because within the next few months, this is what will keep you afloat. So we went through the first problem. Let's go back to the main problem, our patience. I've covered this a few times, but I know that it's still very new, and I will have to thank a friend of mine, a brother. He's 75, but he's looking to the future, and his past is mainly where I learned our future. His name is Dr. Paul Wallet. He is an orthodontist practicing in Florida, and in 2010, through the last recession, he was close of going under. And he said that, yeah, it's important. Dentistry is important. He's in ortho, and if people don't have a job, people don't have money, how can they stay relevant? How can they even afford this kind of treatment? So he created a program called Earn Your Smile. Earn Your Smile is basically a way for patients to invest in the community, and in return, they want to have a rebate proportional to the time they put in the community to afford the care. I will tell you that I shared this with one of my close advisor who brought the marketing and image of TELUS from Cleaner to TELUS. So I can tell you that he's one of the brightest minds in marketing, at least from our country. I shared with him the idea, and he told me, "Back, I love your drive, but this won't be possible." But since I explained to him the context, that we're all trying to save enterprise, we're all trying to save our skin, and we have to look forward to see, are we putting money into advertisement? Or are we gonna put money into upgrading our clinics? Or are we gonna put money into just saving our staff? And we need all of those to be able to run. That was a perfect solution. So I'm not sitting here telling you that we're a saint. We're not saint. But we have to open our mind and our heart, both of them, to contribute to society. As long as we have asked for breaks ourselves from landlords, from banks, from other people who are providing us what we need to function, we'll have eventually to give a break to a patient too. And do this before they ask. So at least you have the merit. And how are you gonna do this? You're gonna just cut your fees. That will not be possible. We were so tight already. How about keeping the wheel rolling? Keeping the wheel turning. This is what we learned with André Chadelaine at the beginning of this crisis, when he said that if you want to keep the economy, keep all the jobs. And you have a subsidized of 75% for a few months to keep your employees going, but then you still need the money to pay your employees. So this will be a way for us to appeal to the population, to say that yes, we'll all suffer, but we want to make sure that we'll come out of this crisis ahead and taking care of each other. It's called the Wealth Initiative. Mainly, it is to propose to your patient a plan where they can work in philanthropy, and for each hour they're going to spend helping society, you're going to give them a rebate according to an hourly rate. And this has to be organized. It has to be done at a big scale, because you know that our ethic code forbids us to link what we do to a cause. This is not a cause. This is the economy. This is society. So I can tell you that MDEX will be leading the charge here, at least in Canada. So we'll be working with big philanthropy organization, and if things are going well, we're gonna just align them with you. And for all of you, I'm talking about dentists who own their own clinic. They can just pick up where they left and improve from there. We'll be also sharing the experience with our patient and our staff too, because everybody has to be involved.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So how can you, so let's say for the patient right now, what they can do at home that they cannot see a dentist?
For the patient?
Yeah.
As a patient, what can you do at home if you can't see a dentist? I think that the obvious answer is to brush your teeth and to keep your hopes up, but that will be lying. I know that by having spent 20 years of my life as a dentist, there's the pain and there's the fear coming with it. So even from a distance, I have managed most of my crises, because if you can reach a dentist or your dentist, somebody you trust, just to have a contact with him or her, explaining what you do, and he or her or she will be very limited on the answer, but at least you will have the insurance that you have somebody who just reassure you about your own problem. I won't say that it will solve everything, but in my experience, usually when you take the fear out of the equation, it's only 10% of the problem left. And just this will reassure you. And because you are reassured, you won't be grinding your teeth by that night. That's the miracle. If you stop putting oil on your fire, you see that the problem will be taken care of. And yes, as soon as we have the right, you have to run to a dentist to have that fixed, because by the end of the day, we're a surgeon. So if there's a pain somewhere, usually there's something that needs to be fixed. But in between, if you just stay by yourself and you don't have any reassurance, what's gonna happen is you're gonna make things way worse. So this is just out of experience. I'm not saying that that's gonna solve all your problem, but good luck. So if I may, let's resume back to the economy of things, because for a while, yeah, it's been 2 months that I haven't been a dentist as much, and you caught me off guard. So we were at giving a chance for patients to invest in society, and for that, you'll be investing in them. Why have we done that? If I'm blunt, it's mainly instead of spending in advertisement, trying to convince people that they need something that they cannot afford right away. This is a way to cut most of your marketing costs down to next to nothing. You've been going through word of mouth to spread. And this is not a way to gain more patients. It's not a way to be better than the guy next door. This is a way to increase your relevancy in society. Doing so, some of your patients will come back just because they said that, oh yeah, okay, that speaks to me. Because now they have out of you more than just a smile, more than just beautiful teeth, or more than just healthy mouth. You're gonna have out of this something even better. They're gonna have an experience out of this. Because the dentistry that you're providing has englobed something else. In the same time, you'll be fixing the fact that you don't have the favor, or we don't have the favor of the public. Because until now, all we were people taking care of teeth. From now on, we might be people, part of society. And for those who just think that this is just a great idea, it is not. You can follow Dr. Wallet's initiative and go at earnyoursmile.org. You have mainly, he has documented everything that is relevant. And he's done that before. He saved his clinic. He received recognition. Go on it. This is mainly what he did 10 years ago. With his help, we'll be upgrading and bring this to the next level, taking care of bringing this to the standard of our care today. And he's going to be there to help us. Yes, another question.
Yeah, another question. What is your advice for small business and entrepreneur right now that live on this crisis?
As a small business entrepreneur, I will go back to what I said to you. It's first of all, you need to keep your hopes up and borrow as much as you can. To go with the fact that you don't want debt, you don't like debt, and you have successfully navigated throughout without debt will not be the answer. And I'm not working for banks. Yes, I have a lot of banks as friends, but you need time. You need to borrow time. Even if you're not in the dental field, are you patient? Are your clients running back to you? Or are they gonna just take the minimum that they need? So the only way to buy time is to borrowing. So if there's one thing that I might advise to you, it's go borrow as much as you can and as fast as you can. Because the credit will run scarce as soon as the government took the finger out of the button.
And do we have to reinvent? Can we keep the same product, the same service than before?
The question here is, can we keep business as usual or sell the same product? I think that society have changed forever. We've been left confined home for 2 months. There's a lot that we learned to live without. There's also a lot that we've craved. And there's also a lot of pain we've been through. We won't be complaining because people were dying out there. But if you ask me, if you do not upgrade your offer to lower for any way the cost, if you not put a plus value to your offer, somebody else will. Because trust me, within a month or 2 months, people had a lot of time to think. So just to keep your relevancy, my best advice is, if there's anything you can do to improve your product or service, you must do it.
Est-ce que vous pouvez dire quelque chose en français?
Just to keep the relevancy of this class, yes, I'll be happy to do another one in French, but just to not just confuse people, let's finish this one in English.
Okay.
So if you can allow me, let me go back to dentistry. By taking part of society and cutting part of your fees in exchange for people giving back to society, you have increased your relevancy. And this is good reputation. This is what big companies are paying millions of dollars to have a good PR campaign. Now you won't have to invest that much because your own patient will bring that home and share with their own people. Because just think of it for a second. People are out there helping other people. Most of the time, there's a lot of feeling good coming out of it. And what do you do when you feel good? You share. The more you share, the more they share, the more they will hear of it. And yes, my kid did it with me, so I had nobody to give me. Sorry about it. So okay, sorry, it's been a long day. So what I'm trying to say here is, go through all the basic of marketing. If people feel good, they will share. If people do good, they will share even faster and bolder. And all of this is coming back to you. Is this a way to save your business? Absolutely. Is this a way to increase your reputation? Absolutely. Is this a way to contribute to society? Absolutely. We don't see any misfire here. And again, we'll be doing it ourselves and sharing back with you within the next few weeks, months, and even years. Because this is not something it's not a patch. We're gonna keep doing this for a long term. Because know that if there's one thing we learned from this pandemic, is this can happen again. Yes, another question?
Tu peux parler un petit peu français parce qu'il y a beaucoup de monde dans le groupe qui parle français. On est dans un groupe.
Is everybody alright with the fact that I can speak French? What I'm going to do now is, if you allow me, let me just finish this so we have the whole thing in English, we can wrap, and then I'm going to open all the questions in French. Is that okay? I'm guessing that's a yes. So, for the dentist, we solved problem number 1. By solving problem number 1, we solved problem number 2. I told all of you to borrow as much as you can, so you save number 4, getting time for the rest to take over. What about the safety? And aerosol. This is more specific to the medical field. We don't have the right answer today, and it might take years before we have the right answer. Well, I can tell you that we've learned, taking the stage, making international summit, discussing amongst peers from different countries. There's a way for us to get the message out there, but the only way you can do this is with transparency, is with integrity. And yes, you have to stand up, dress well, and then take the public place to debate. It will also require people that are involved to keep an open mind. You're not looking to be right, you're looking for solutions. And this is a big step up for all of us, especially the elite. The doctors, the dentists, people who are smart people. We don't like to be wrong. From this day on, you have to deal with it, because nobody has the right answer, and we don't have the luxury of time to prove that we're right or wrong. What we can do, though, is to be wise enough to listen and not compromise, but to build from the difference. That being said, I thank all of you for listening. This is just the summary of what we've learned through this journey. And as promised, from now on, I'll be speaking in French. Je vais commencer par bonsoir et ça va bien aller. Je vais prendre vos questions.
Oui, il y a une question sur encore quelqu'un qui a un petit business maintenant qui se lance en affaires. Qu'est-ce que vous avez à conseiller?
Vous vous lancez en affaires. Est-ce que c'est possible de savoir dans quel domaine? OK. J'aimerais vous dire que ce n'est pas le meilleur temps pour lancer en affaires, mais il n'y a pas de bon temps pour se lancer en affaires. Les risques sont toujours là. La seule chose que vous avez besoin de comprendre aujourd'hui, c'est que l'intérêt des gens est très très limité. Que l'argent des gens est encore plus limité. Et c'est peut-être la bonne nouvelle que vous avez, c'est que vous allez pouvoir tester votre idée d'entreprise, vos produits, vos services au plus haut niveau. La meilleure chose que je vous dirais, c'est identifier un besoin extrêmement spécifique, pointu. De ce besoin, c'est de trouver qui en a besoin et sans investir trop d'argent de votre part. Vous ne voulez pas investir en partant. Vous voulez faire ce qu'on appelle un focus group. Voulant dire que vous lancez l'idée de dire « Oui, je suis quelqu'un du public et j'ai eu mal et voici la solution que je propose. » Regardez la réaction des gens. Malgré ce que on va toujours vous dire que ça va marcher. Malgré qu'on va toujours vous dire que votre idée, elle n'est pas bonne. Ou qu'on peut faire mieux. Essayez de passer à travers le bruit. Derrière le bruit, vous allez avoir des gens qui vont dire oh, « Où je peux l'acheter? Comment ça marche? » Et c'est là que vous allez pouvoir dire « Ok, voici vraiment les questions qu'on va me poser par mes vrais consommateurs. » La question n'est pas vraiment différente si on n'est pas en crise. Par contre, en crise, vous allez devoir être beaucoup plus raffiné pour pouvoir toucher ces gens. Parce que aussi longtemps que vous avez juste un message de marketing, une image, ça va passer présentement là, vraiment comme de l'eau dans l'océan.
Qu'est-ce que vous en pensez de le mouvement J'achète locaux?
Le mouvement J'achète local, je pense que c'est une des meilleures initiatives qui a eu lieu en termes de solidarité. C'est-à-dire qu'entre nous, il faut se soutenir. Entre nous, il faut s'encourager et c'est comme ça qu'on va garder les emplois. À court terme, c'est la meilleure chose qu'on peut faire. À long terme, regardez comment le président américain se fait critiquer d'être protectionniste. C'est-à-dire que il y a des choses qui vont une globalisation et une entière vit sur un seul et unique pouls. Ça a pris une personne grippée à l'autre bout de la planète avec un virus qui était nouveau pour que tranquillement ça se répande. Je n'irai pas plus loin, je ne vais pas commencer un débat politique, mais la bête n'a jamais été aussi petite. Regardez, aujourd'hui, je suis en train de parler avec vous et je suis sûr qu'on ne se connaissait pas avant cette crise. Alors que maintenant, on est en connexion, même peut-être rapproché et intime. Et ça ne va pas changer. Je crois que les gens trouvent aussi des façons de communiquer de façon sécure, jusqu'à ce qu'on trouve une façon de pirater des conversations, et de faire les choses différemment. Fait que quand je disais que la nouvelle monnaie, c'est de partager, tant que vous partagez, vous avez encore ce niveau de relevancy, ou vous valez quelque chose. Si vous gardez ça secret pour vous, ben vous allez mourir votre secret. C'est vraiment ça la commodité de l'avenir. Maintenant, pouvez-vous me répéter la question pour être sûr? Que je réponds à la question, c'était?
Le mouvement qu'on achète
oui.
local.
Fait que le mouvement qu'on achète local, à court terme immédiatement, c'est la meilleure chose qu'on peut faire pour témoigner qu'on vit ensemble en gang pour aller le Québécois. Mais la gang, c'est vraiment juste un élément à travers une ville, à travers une province, à travers un pays, puis à travers un monde. Si on reste trop longtemps dessus, le danger qui va arriver, c'est qu'on va se refermer tranquillement à ce qu'on était avant les années 80. Et ce qui va arriver à ce point-là, c'est que l'offre ne sera pas aussi diverse, les prix vont monter en flèche, et au Québec, on s'est très bien sorti à travers la globalisation. Oui, certains emplois ont été perdus, oui, on a changé, mais en tant que société, on est devenu beaucoup plus performant, beaucoup plus poussé dans notre offre, et puis on est la porte arrière d'Hollywood. Pensez-y là. Les plus grands programmeurs de jeux vidéo sont ici. On a exporté notre savoir-faire très différemment, et puis un de nos fleurons québécois, c'est le Cirque du Soleil. Allez voir les Cirque du Soleil, c'est des gens de l'international. Par contre, ça a commencé ici. Fait que si on veut avoir cette ouverture sur le monde pour exporter notre savoir-faire, exporter ce qu'on est, ça marche dans les deux sens. On ne pourra pas le garder juste pour nous. Et puis oui, l'économie canadienne, à court terme, va devoir se réformer pour s'autosuffire. Mais ce n'est pas le mot à tous les remèdes, parce qu'on va créer des problèmes encore plus gros après. Fait que juste pour être sûr qu'on se comprend bien, j'appuie à 100%, à 120% la solidarité de se tenir entre nous. Ce que je vous implore, c'est de garder vos esprits ouverts pour ne pas vous fermer que à ça, parce que ce n'est que la première étape.
Bon, les derniers conseils, là, si on peut dire, avant de terminer, là, ça fait presque 35 minutes qu'on est déjà.
Il n'y aura jamais de dernier conseil. Vous savez que quand on ouvre la porte, ça ne finira jamais. Et puis, j'espère que ça ne finira pas, parce que tant que ça ne finit pas, vous êtes encore en affaires. Les conseils que je vais vous donner, si vous êtes en affaires, nonobstant le fait que vous soyez dentiste ou pas, serait principalement d'être un entrepreneur. C'est quelqu'un de positif. C'est quelqu'un qui voit des solutions plus que des problèmes. C'est pour ça qu'on a besoin de vous. Et puis, cette capacité à vous refaire, à guérir des rejets, pour dire la vérité, et retrouver un nouveau sens à votre vie, à votre façon d'être, va vous aider dans toute votre vie. Mais dans cette crise, elle va vous aider d'être plus rapide que les autres. Et c'est pas important d'être plus important que les autres. Et c'est même pas un compliment. Seulement, si vous l'avez, il ne faut pas vous en excuser. Je suis devant vous aujourd'hui comme un entrepreneur. Oui, on m'appelle docteur, mais je suis devant vous comme un entrepreneur. Quelqu'un qui, à travers la crise, refusait de rester assis chez lui, à attendre, puis être victime. Je ne suis pas une victime. Et un entrepreneur, c'est votre ADN, de vouloir faire quelque chose, de faire la différence, d'avoir soif de toucher à des vies, de toucher à des gens. Le conseil que je vous donnerai ici, c'est que soyez fiers de ce que vous êtes. Ne demandez pas la permission à personne et prenez la chance d'exposer vos idées. Et je dois vous dire aussi que la part des idées, pour ceux qui sont entrepreneurs qui savent très très bien, c'est rarement votre milieu immédiat qui va vous embrasser. C'est des gens que vous ne connaissez pas. N'ayez pas peur de prendre vos idées et de les partager. Parce qu'aujourd'hui, je peux vous dire qu'une idée ne vaut pas grand-chose. C'est l'implantation de l'idée qui fait la différence. Et pour ceux qui pensent que si je partage mon idée, on va me la voler, vous avez déjà perdu. Parce que vous êtes intimidé même avant d'être monté sur le terrain. Au contraire, mettez votre idée à l'extérieur, là, montrez-vous nu, puis regardez comment les gens vont vous apprécier. Pas parce qu'ils sont pervers, parce que c'est la confiance que vous émanez qui va les amener plus loin. Et pour tous ceux qui l'ont déjà fait, vous savez que votre première idée, c'était pas la meilleure. votre parent aidé va peut-être même pas faire votre succès. Votre succès, c'est vous. C'est parce que vous êtes capable d'avoir une idée, capable de voir que j'ai fait mon possible, mais elle n'a pas été jusqu'à bout, et je suis capable de me réinventer, puis revenir avec une meilleure idée, de l'améliorer. Et c'est ça que les gens apprécient. C'est de savoir que vous êtes capable de passer au prochain niveau et d'être transparent.
Comment on peut vous contacter? Si on a des questions pour vous.
Réécrivez-moi. J'ai deux. Je suis sur Facebook, mais je pense que j'arrive à la limite de mon 5000 amis. Mais j'ai un groupe qui s'appelle. J'ai deux groupes en fait. Un, c'est pour le futur de notre économie, for the future of our economy. Pendant le temps de la crise, on va essayer de partager le plus possible, puis même peut-être faire des chroniques qui se rapprochent plus de vos besoins. Et pour les dentistes, il y avait for the future of dental industry. C'est deux façons pour vous de nous rester en contact. Là, vous apprenez de moi aujourd'hui, mais j'ai un groupe qui s'appelle les Alphas, où c'est des gens qui sont nous, autant de l'économie que de l'économie dentaire. Puis on partage nos idées ensemble, on fait des sommets mondiaux. Et comme je vous ai dit, l'idée c'est de partager, mais je crois que c'est. Joignez ces groupes sur Facebook, puis on va essayer de vous mettre le lien en dessous. Ça va vous permettre de rester en contact et même ça nous aiderait à savoir qu'est-ce qui vous préoccupe davantage pour axer nos conversations plus vers ce qui vous préoccupe. Je dois vous dire que je ne peux pas vous promettre que j'ai toutes les solutions, mais moi je vais poser les bonnes questions. Sur ce, je regarde ma productrice, c'est mon épouse qui dit c'est assez tard, je dois rentrer faire dodo. C'est une chose qui n'a pas changé à travers toute cette crise, c'est que c'est encore la femme qui décide. J'étais Dr. Back, j'espère que vous avez apprécié. Je vais essayer de rester en ligne le temps de la crise et puis après, je serai là moins souvent, mais je vais essayer d'y être. Merci beaucoup. Bonne nuit et ça va bien aller. I'm Dr. Back. Welcome to the office.